conversation. It's more than just the gossip. It's the issues that matter most to you. A closer look at current events, just the tip, special guests, and more. Welcome to Let's Have a Fefe, Arizona's longest-running drag live stream. Hosted by Felicia Fefe Minor and Freddy Prinze Charming. Streaming live on Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, and YouTube. Be sure to like, subscribe, and share. Promotional consideration for Let's Have a Fefe provided by Wigs of a Kind, The Burly Barber, Bone and Basil, as well as our patrons at Patreon. Go to patreon.com/Let's Have a Fefe to become a Fefe patron. Virtual tips accepted at paypal.me/Let's Have a Fefe. Welcome to Let's Have a Fefe.
Wow. I don't know about y'all, but that skipped around my side. I'll watch it back and be very astonished later. Welcome to Let's Have a Fefe and all of our difficulties and shitty messes. This is season 10, episode 6. Wow.
I don't know about you, but this has been a week.
Yeah. We'll talk about it here in a minute. I'm Felicia Fefe Minor. And over there, as we count down the clock, that is
46
Mr.
days, apparently. 46 days.
Oh. Mr. US of A, MI Classic 2019, 20, 21, and never to be 22, we hope.
No, God, I hope not. I hope
Hopefully
not.
you'll be praying somebody soon. Let's get into it. We would like to thank our 18 patrons of our Patreon. Allison, Brandon, Cassandra, Drake Jensen, Casey Starr, Carrie, Corey, Kim, Joan, Jody, Leanne, Nicole, Patricia Mason, Sassy C. Diaz, Shelly, and Sky.
We actually have a new one.
Special thanks. Oh, do we have a new one? I haven't checked. My bad.
I just added it.
Oh. And Shannon. I added it at the end. Or Freddy added it at the end. I just said it. A special thanks to our friends and supporters. This person's not a deeper blend, too, right?
I don't think so.
No? Okay. Special thanks to our friends and supporters, Patricia Mason, Sky, and Drake Jensen, for taking a deeper plunge on Patreon. Whoa. Oh,
sorry, I hit the wrong button.
I forgot you have control. Special thanks to Joan of Bobbish, Jewelry and Wood Art, Guido Martin, and Jeremy Bright of Ripple Phoenix. You can donate to us by going to paypal.me/Let's Have a Fefe. Coins. Drop them in.
Are you watching on anything? Are you struggling? Are you sketchy a little bit? Is your video sketchy? Because you're sketchy on my end.
No, I don't know. Moving on. You can also text LHAF to 602-730-7379.
I figured you
I have
see that your
full
connection
internet.
is
No, I
don't know.
barely have internet as it is in this room for some reason. And so
it's like all around the house except for that one.
yeah. I probably need to get the extenders into this room. But hello. What? How was your weekend? It has nothing to do with you. It just has everything to do with me.
Why is it not showing? It's not showing me chat now. I have the option to hide the messages, but I don't actually see the chat now anywhere on here, and I don't know why. Fantastic. I'll just, oh Lord, there's always something. So my weekend was
I just keep freezing.
My weekend was it was something. We had cat bingo on Friday. That's always a good time. That's always super fun. We had some noobs. We had a bunch of our regulars. It was good. It was fun. At the Drag Story Hour Arizona fundraiser on Saturday, I have a few things to talk about. That was also fun. There's an asterisk there. But you know when you have like when you have those weeks where it just seems like it's like one crazy thing like after another. We were almost halfway home, and we were talking about the fact that I had to bring my laptop to work the audio, and I went, fuck!
You forgot your laptop.
My laptop was still sitting at the screening room. Luckily, one of the performers that night lived about 10 minutes away, so I was able to call him panicking and be like, "Hey, please go back and go get my laptop." And I was going to see him on Sunday, so he was able to go back and bring me my laptop. I'm like, oh my God. But that was such par for the course, though, with the everything. And I will go into it. Three Fates review was on Sunday. That was a really good time. And in talking to people backstage, it seemed like a lot of folks were kind of having one of those weeks where it was just like, like people were struggling. Like it was a rough week for a lot of people. And I was like, what planet is out of whack? And apparently none of them were. So I want to know who I need to blame for this shit, because somebody did something.
I want to say it's a voodoo doll.
Somebody did something. Well, because it wasn't just me. Like it was a lot of people. Like Pepper and Luna's printer quit. So our show sheets and everything were written on the back of envelopes. Like there was like nothing, like it was just one thing after another. My amazing, wonderful partner, who isn't currently watching because she's doing stuff with the kids right now, like at the fundraiser, knocked down one of the, like just knocked over the one of the raffle baskets and almost dropped Jack's painting. Like it was just one of these things. It was just one of those weekends. It was one of those weeks, actually. And then like today, like on Sunday after Three Vates, like I got home from the show and I walked into the bedroom and I went, what is different? Something's weird right now. And it was because the little curtain that blocks off between our bedroom and like the closet area and stuff like that wasn't there. And I was like, why isn't that hanging up? I go around the corner and the entire closet had just fallen. So now all of my clothes are just, we have nowhere to put them. So they're just there. So that happened.
Wow.
Today, and I said this to my partner a couple weeks ago, because we use like oat milk and stuff for her coffee and stuff, and it comes in like a carton, but we also use a lot of things like chicken broth for cooking. And every time I go in the fridge, I always move them because they're right next to each other and they look identical. Like the cartons are the same color and everything. So I'm like, I'm going to move this because otherwise you're going to end up putting chicken broth in your coffee. Well, today I went to have a bowl of cereal. I grabbed the carton, shook it up, opened it, poured it, and went, oh my God, what the fuck is wrong with this oat milk? It wasn't oat milk. I just put chicken broth in my Frosted Flakes with marshmallows. So I had to throw that out and start over again. God. It was just, it's just one of hilarious. Those. I don't know what the fuck is out of whack, but I'm over it. And I need somebody, whoever is like doing this needs to fix it because I'm over it. How was your weekend?
So I guess I was in the same little dilemma.
Yes.
And so Friday I stayed home because I had some things that I had to do. But we had cat bingo, and then so during last week I was trying to figure out, because the person that I was riding with wasn't going to the next tourist stop in Prescott, and so for some reason, my brain had not registered that I needed to get a new ride. So on Thursday evening, somebody texted me and said, you need to probably be thinking about a ride, right? And I said, oh, oh, oh. But luckily it was Thursday. It wasn't the day of, because that's happened to me before. And somebody was able to take me and pick up another entertainer because it was, in fact, a friend of Danny's that it just worked out because I would have just still been here. In fact, I said if I don't get to go to Prescott, I was going to go to Tucson, and then people would have been really confused on what was going on. And then,
Right.
yeah. But we'll talk about that in a minute because it would have been fair to you. You would have needed me. And I would have been ready because I sure was getting a face, even though I didn't know almost up until close to time that where I was going and when I was getting there. But that was fine. Have fun in Prescott, except for before we got there, the threat of somebody with a gun. I don't mind protesters. I don't mind even you screaming, yelling. Maybe if you want to throw hands. But when you bring weapons to a protest, it's no longer a protest. It's out for murder. So
Right.
keep that in mind. That when we attend these things, we have to safeguard ourselves. Somebody did end up bringing pepper spray, but that doesn't protect you from a bullet.
Nope.
So, yeah, I don't understand how we cause so much ruckus in these places, but it ended up settling down after these kind of shoo people away, and only 4 people were when I arrived. So, yeah, the protesters, yeah, let's get our lives together. If you want to protest, that's fine. I don't care. But when you make it a gun show, it's no longer a fair fight anymore. It's just a all weapons drawn kind of feeling.
Right.
And then Sunday, I so came back Sunday morning about 1-ish, 2-ish.
God.
Slept for like 2-3 hours, maybe 4. Got up really late too. And then went to brunch and survived that. So I
But
survived
look
it
at you
all.
fulfilling all of your commitments.
Even though I don't have a car, even
Mm.
though I am not rich and cannot catch an Uber everywhere, I still made it to where I needed to go. Which leads us
Which,
into your tip. I'm
so
just gonna
apparently
sit
folks
back while you
need
do this.
a reminder because I don't know if Felicia even knows everything that really went down on Saturday.
Mm-mm.
Now, we need to have a discussion, y'all, about things like accountability, responsibility, and commitments because apparently folks in the community here in Phoenix have completely forgotten what any of those things mean. Now, I'm gonna lay out a little timeline for you, first of all. So, this fundraiser that was happening on the 19th, right? 19th of February.
Mhm.
Okay. I even went back and like checked shit
Oh,
because
receipt checking. Oh, receipt checking.
so I sent the group message to all the confirmed entertainers on January 3rd. They'd actually been booked a couple weeks before that, but
So
it was
since
around the holidays. Things
December?
got busy. So I was like, it took me a couple weeks to send the message, but everybody had already confirmed. No big deal. On January 16th, one performer dropped out. They realized they had a prior engagement. No big deal. They were replaced. It was either that day or like the next day or something like that, that I was able to find an entertainer to replace them. Still over a month until the actual show. Got it. On February 8th, another performer drops. It's just barely a week until the show. But I'm thinking, okay, it's a little over a week. It's kind of short notice, but we can make it work with who we have. It'll be fine.
Mhm.
Make it work. February 17th, 2 days before the show, 2 people drop out. 2 of them. February 19th, day of the show, I am driving to Tucson and I get a message from someone saying that they're going to go ahead and just head on back to Phoenix. So literally every single person who was originally booked for this show dropped out. Every single one of them.
So I don't usually have a problem with that, but the thing that bothered me most about this difficulty, quote unquote, was that each entertainer that was booked had a profile that was displayed each day, like promoting the event. So because this happens when people expect you to be at an event, they say, "Oh, well, where's so and so?" And then you have to tell them, "Oh, well, they dropped out," or "Oh, they couldn't make it," or just I don't want to be your secretary.
Everybody saw my appreciation post, because literally the folks that were there, with the exception of one, Justin Sider was who I had booked back in January to replace the person that had originally dropped out. Every other person that was there came down with barely 24 hours notice. And like I got there and I tried, I kept telling them over and over again in Tucson, I was like, I'm so thankful for you guys. I am so grateful. I'm so appreciative. Here's the thing though. Shit happens. I get it. We've all been there. Shit happens. But here's the thing. If you don't think that you can get the time off, don't commit. Don't tell me yes and then 2 days before be like, "Oh, I don't think I'm going to get the PTO." No, you were booked weeks in advance. Not my fucking problem. Don't commit if you don't think you can do that, don't do it. If you know damn well that you won't be going, don't commit. There was entertainers that I have a sneaking suspicion never intended to show up, because they not once did they promote the event, and they ended up being booked for something else that night. They were booked for a show here Saturday night, which tells me that they had no fucking intention of going. They were just going to pull it out of their ass last minute and be like, "Oh no, I have this thing." If you know that you are going to overbook yourself and you cannot handle doing multiple shows on consecutive days, don't commit. We've all done it. We've all done shit multiple days. I had 3 shows this weekend. Felicia had 3 shows this weekend. We've both done the thing where we drive back late from somewhere, fucking sleep for a little bit, turn around and do it all fucking again. But we made the commitment, and unless we're dying, we're fucking there. If you know and you tell me, "Oh, well, this happens when I perform and, I get really tired and I don't feel so good the next day," do not fucking commit to shows that are on consecutive days. I don't care which one you booked first. I don't care. Don't do it. If you booked mine first, don't book one before that.
Suzette says, on your topic, why do people do this shit? It's okay to say no, or maybe if you aren't sure, maybe you say, I don't know. I do say tentatively. I help tentatively. If I'd decide, or I talk to my husband, and we have something planned, or because Freddie and I have been in group chats where we're like, oh, let me check with our partners real quick, and then we come back and like, oops, we can't do that day. So
let me check my calendar. Let me double check this. I won't know if I can get the time off for another 2 weeks. Give me that time to be able to get back to you. Whatever.
If you know that you're notorious for switching jobs, because I have dealt with this. I started a new job on Thursday, and I can't come to the show on Friday. Okay. You knew you had the job. I seen you post about it. So let's talk about it. And yeah. And in essence, this is, I mean, it's a hobby, but still it's a job. It's your professional identity is in it. So
well, here's the thing. Like when someone bails on a gig like that, these are the things that can happen. And especially if you bail last minute. Number one, you put the producers in a fucking bind trying to find someone to replace you. I was lucky that I was able to dig 4 entertainers up last minute to drive to fucking Tucson. Okay. That, like, what? Otherwise, if I couldn't find these people, legitimately, it would have been me and Justin Sider, and that's it.
I mean, that's a good show.
That's it. You leave to pick up the slack. So if we were counting on, say it was supposed to be 2 numbers apiece, now these people have bailed, and now I have to ask for additional numbers.
4 numbers set.
Like, it's fucking hard. You also put the person who booked you in a position of having to explain to folks that you dropped out last minute. So while technically this wasn't, I mean, it was kind of my show, but I was doing it for Drag Story Hour. So I'm reporting back to the folks at Drag Story Hour. I'm like, oh, hey, so, this person dropped out, but it's okay because I've already replaced them. And then, okay, this person dropped out, but we'll be fine with who we have. And then, so these other people just dropped out. But it's okay, I'll figure it out. Like, what do people not think about this shit? It's not just about you. You also put the reputation of the show or the organization, producers, and yourself at risk. Because you may burn bridges that you may not want to burn. Like, especially with something like, and if you don't want to do a fucking fundraiser, then don't fucking do a fucking fundraiser. Just don't do a fucking fundraiser. Like, if you are just, whatever, like whatever, you don't want to do it, don't do it. But it's like, when I messaged everybody in the group thing, originally I was like, thank you all so much for doing this. This is something that means a great deal to me, blah, 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 because it's it's a great organization, la, 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 la. I'm like, I don't know that I would ever book these people for anything because I don't trust them now. And
Eddie says it's a commitment, and for these people for sure don't know what that is. For sure.
I'm like,
sure.
And here's the thing, when you bail on one thing, don't go around and post about all the other gigs that you did that weekend. Because at least one person was like, oh my God, this was so awesome. I did this show here and it was so much fun. And then I got to step in and do this show and it was so much fun. You bailed on mine and you did shows on either.
What does Cassandra say?
Not even an apology, not even a like, nothing about how, you were supposed to be there, but you weren't able to, nothing. You just decided to talk about how awesome the other 2 shows were that bookended the show that you fucking bailed on. And some of these people are people that are running for titles.
Cassandra says, you got those people because you know how professional you are to work with. They know how professional you are to work with. So that speaks to who you are. We wished you lived closer too.
Oh, and also don't fucking bail on something last minute because you were booked in something else.
Mm-hmm.
Because we all see that shit.
Exactly.
Literally see that shit.
If you can't
And
commit, or
like,
even
as a
just want to
producer,
commit.
I see all of this. You don't think that I went to everybody's profile to see what was happening? Because I see somebody tagged in something for a show Saturday night. I'm like, wait a minute. Why are you tagged in a show for Saturday? Because you were already
Mhm.
booked for something for Saturday that you bailed on. Why do you now have a show on Saturday? Like,
Ooh.
So I go digging. I look for shit. And, you know, as a title holder, like, I use stuff like this, examples of what not to do when I'm talking to people who are running for titles. Like, you want to run for this title? Don't do it. People get stripped for this shit. And
Mhm.
like, I may not produce as many shows as I used to, especially right now because I'm super fucking busy and stuff. But people do come and ask me for like recommendations. Hey, I'm doing this. Can you recommend anybody? No. No, I can't. And
Felicia would kill herself to be there.
right. I'm like, I can recommend about 2 people at this point. Like, I cannot in good conscience be like, hey, these people are going to be good. They're going to show up. They're going to be professional and they won't like flake out on you. Like just the way that it was done was so, I can't even, I don't even,
Mhm.
I was so frustrated last week. And like, I feel so bad because my partner had to deal with me being frustrated and cranky and trying to make all of this work last minute. You
Mhm.
know, I'm trying to reassure Drag Story Hour that no, it's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine. Meanwhile, I'm like, fuck. Like, and again, you know, some of these folks are people that are running for titles. You shouldn't be running for a title if you cannot handle your shit. Sorry, not sorry. Like, don't commit to things. If you don't want to do fundraisers, if you just want to do gigs where people just whatever, like throw money at you and it's, you know, whatever, then do that. But just remember that if you ever need help and if you ever need someone to come through for your fundraiser, you burn these bridges.
I think
And
one of those
again,
people
like,
asked me to be
and
a
again,
part
it's
of their
like I may
fundraising.
not produce a ton of things, but people still come to me and be like, hey, I need to book some folks. Who would you recommend? So just
Mhm.
saying. I'm just saying. I don't give a fuck who you are. I don't care if you've been doing drag for 5 minutes, 5 years, or 50 years. Be fucking
Right.
professional. Don't commit to shit that you can't follow through on. And don't be fucking shady. Just don't. Don't. And don't come to me and like and I don't. Y'all have no idea.
You know, we deal with this on a, if not daily, but almost weekly basis. But I'm sorry that that happened, and I think that's in all outlets of your life, work, personal. If you're gonna commit to something, you should follow all the way through, or
Don't commit.
God forbid, because there has been times when I don't feel well or I can't do something, but I usually gauge how I feel to do something, like, because I'm an overthinker, so I always get ready like way too early. Anyway, so if you don't feel it, or the one time I did call out, it was because it was like not happening for me. And so I had to, I mean, and that's the thing is, I always fear that, like, if I did something like that, that something will follow me. Does that make sense? Like,
Right.
I don't want somebody to tell another show director that I called out sick when you booked me in December.
Right. And, and that's the thing. Like, we've all done shows when we haven't been feeling our best, and we've all been like, all right, I've had a really rough few days, or, whatever, but I'm gonna suck it up. I'm gonna pull it through, and it may not be the greatest, but I'm still gonna do it because I said I was going to. And,
Well, see,
sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't, but sometimes it does.
Eddie says how you show up for the unpaid gigs as opposed to paid gigs. Okay, so there are some entertainers that make it very clear that they do not work for free, if at all. But they make that clear.
Right.
Like,
right.
They're only at
Like,
shows
who not to ask as far as fundraisers and stuff.
And so if you have become one of those people, for a while I wasn't doing fundraisers. As much as I love to do fundraisers, I had cut off. And so I said for a while, I'm not available right now. And then, you had to give me time to, kind of get back into it. Because I live out in the boonies now.
Right.
I can't be doing 4 fundraiser shows and paying to get myself to places and
right.
But all at the same time, if somebody is willing to like offer rides and do all this stuff, I mean, if you're putting forth the effort, why shouldn't I? Or if you're putting forth the effort, I shouldn't cancel on you when you have gone out of your way to make things happen. Because that's also a thing. People say, oh, I don't have the money for a ride. Okay. We'll go into that another day because that's financial responsibility of being an adult. But I am sorry that happened to you. And yes, it is okay to say no up front, but we also have
I say no to things all the time. Like, there are things that I would love to do, and I'm like, I can't. I have this commitment, or I can't. I have other stuff going on, or I just don't have the spoons. No, I can't do it.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. If you don't know how to say no, you really shouldn't be doing this, because saying no is way better than saying yes and then doing this shit.
And I think Juan asked, is it just for the fame of being on the poster? In some cases, there are people that, excuse me, that do double book themselves. There is that does happen. Has happened to me where I have had to run to another show. But it does happen because, you put stuff on your calendar and you go, oh, 8:00. Oh, oops. But then you have to, that's your accountability. That's your responsibility. That's not anybody else's, because I'll tell you from my perspective, that's your brand. That is what you're carrying around. And this is what you're telling people is okay to do to you.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And so when you allow those things, when you do them to people, and then all of a sudden it comes back and slaps you tenfold, then you don't really have a say, because you didn't take the right steps to either cancel or say, I really thought I could do it, but I can't. And sometimes if I cancel something and I do have something else lined up, I will say I double book myself, but I chose to do this show.
Right.
At least I'm being honest. And if that person decides not to book me, it's not because I wasn't honest. It's because they don't want to book me. Nothing I can do.
Right.
So
yeah, that was my weekend.
That was, we were both trying to scramble in different ways.
Let's take a look at some current events.
Yes. So Queen Elizabeth has COVID-19.
How the fuck did she end up with COVID? She doesn't go anywhere.
I don't know.
Like, she literally goes nowhere.
My question is, who in the house gave it to her? There's there is rumors circulating that she has died, but no announcement. But I think that she's still alive. I think that
They have her.
even
They have her
though,
stuff like Weekend at Bernie's, and they just have her
oh
propped up, and they just
God,
wave her. They just have her
oh
sitting
my
by
goodness,
the window. And sunglasses and stuff, just
I,
like Weekend at Bernie's.
but it is, it is up to the royal family if they want to announce it if she has passed. But I don't think that she has. I think she's one of those people
No,
that goes. She's not going to go without a fight.
I don't think that's one of those things that they would hide
Cover up,
from
yeah.
people. Like they wouldn't cover that up. Like that's not. I don't think that's what would happen because when a monarch like that dies just because of the whole everything, it's a big to do. So they can't really just be like, okay, we're not going to tell anybody for like a few weeks or whatever. Like
Yes, the queen was clubbing. That's what she was doing. She had gone out to the circuit party out in the UK, and she got the COVID. She went to a white party. That's what happened. Let's see. Does anybody understand the Russia-Ukraine saga?
It's a mess. That's
I hear threats of oil prices going up. I hear that Russia has moved blood to the border of, Ukraine and Russia. I don't know how they're doing this, but apparently us, Big Brother, is going to step in if this does happen.
of course we
And
are.
I heard on talk radio, because I'm of that age that we listen to talk radio, that Donald Trump hasn't gone anywhere and is in favor of Putin and has
Of course he is.
in this radio interview, it almost sounds like he's celebrating that Putin is going to do this and that he's like, Joe can't handle it. It's almost like he's still bullying.
He and fucking Putin have been circle jerking for years. Like, we know this.
Yeah. So I'm like, oh my God, I can't get enough of ugh. Anyway, school. Arizona has not the worst, but almost the worst school ranking in the nation. But in the legislature, here we are. Algebra 2 may be a thing of the past for Arizona high school students if a bill passes, offering other math options. I know that I, in high school, took every math class in high school twice. I'm not good at math. So there's other options like personal finance that you could take. I would have loved that.
That would be so much more useful.
Computer science, I could have done that too. Statistics, no, I did not like that class. Statistics,
Personal finance would be way more like who the fuck? Nobody uses algebra. Nobody.
I still don't know how to. If anybody wants to teach me to invest, that just baffles.
I have a friend that's good at investing.
I just need it explained to me like in water. Like just watered down. What does it mean? What is it? Wait. People are saying things. Breaking news happening now. NATO and US are moving troops now.
Oh, yep. Yes, they are.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Yep.
Wow.
Come
so
on,
we
world
are
police.
moving in.
That's what we do. Yep.
Wow.
That's what we do.
Okay. The Texas thing. Which Texas thing? The abortion thing?
We'll get to that. We're getting to that.
Okay. You took math for 4 years, algebra for 4 years. I'm glad I'm not alone. Why is this thing disappearing? Oh wow, blast heard in Ukraine. Wow,
I'm not surprised.
Oh, you're so old. You took personal finance. That was an option. And algebra. My goodness.
Looks like Biden is interviewing 3 different Black women for potential Supreme Court justices. Ketanji Brown Jackson, Leandra Kruger, and J. Michelle Child. So we'll see who we've got being appointed, because Lord knows we didn't know the fucking liberal, because Lord shit is bleh.
What do you mean? Yikes. The trial for the former officer involved in the raid that killed Breonna Taylor has begun. And I believe Breonna Taylor's neighbor at the time testified today.
Oh.
And said he
That'll
was
be interesting.
nearly killed.
I think things went through the wall. I think that's why. I think bullets actually went through the wall.
And it's not that necessary.
No, none of it was. Howard University is set to digitize its archive of thousands of Black newspapers. That'll be really cool. That's that's a lot of history right there. That's a lot of history right there.
I can't wait to see that, because usually those things are public. And you can like look through things and learn things. You're like, oh, that's where a lot of people find those like on this day things. They look through the paper, the old papers. I cannot say this girl's name. Juzima?
I think that's correct.
Juzima Golding, a 29-year-old Black trans woman, will be awarded $1.5 million for a bogus arrest.
I wish more people did that. More people need to fucking start suing cops for shit.
Yes. We just, and I'm so glad that she didn't get hurt. So, because that usually
the fact that she's still like alive to be able to sue them.
Because that usually is the case. And then, oh my God, not us. We didn't do it.
Right.
Ugh.
All right. So to continue our queer Black trailblazers for Black History Month, we've got the last 4 that we're going to talk about this week. I know it was just, sort of a little short thing that we decided to do, that I decided to do when I did the first thing. But first up we have Phil Wilson. He's a prominent African-American HIV and AIDS activist. He founded the Black AIDS Institute in 1999. Partly inspired by the death of his partner from an HIV-related illness and his own HIV diagnosis. In 2010, Wilson was appointed to President Obama's Advisory Council on HIV and AIDS. He also served as a World AIDS Summit delegate and advocated for the Center for Disease Control and Prevention to provide additional funding to Black groups so they would have the resources to educate and mobilize their community around HIV and AIDS issues. His work resulted in the Act Against AIDS campaign, now known as the Let's Stop HIV Together campaign, which promotes HIV testing, prevention, and treatment. His tie is too long.
Don't judge him. We're celebrating him.
I know,
you have to take that up with him. And when he cancels on you, we don't want to hear about it.
Just add him to the list.
Oh my gosh. Good. Oh, okay. Andrea Jenkins, right? Jenkins made history in November 2017 by becoming the first openly transgender Black woman elected to public office in the U.S., according to LGBTQ advocacy groups and researchers. Jenkins, a Democrat, was one of 2 openly trans people to win a seat on the Minneapolis City Council in 2017. She is also a published poet, an oral historian at the University of Minnesota. Jenkins made history again in January 2022 when she was elected as the first transgender official in the U.S. to lead a city council. Go ahead. Oh my gosh. Wow. Just doing
That's
things.
Awesome.
Who knew?
I remember when she was elected in 2017, everybody was just like, oh my God, this is so cool.
Yes.
Let's see. Next up, we have Will Ninja. Ninja was a dancer, choreographer, and he was considered to be the grandfather of Vogue, which is the dance style that he helped propel to the national stage. So when y'all think of like balls and voguing and stuff, like this was his gig. Like he was key in bringing this into sort of national attention. Voguing, characterized by angular body movements and exaggerated runway poses, was introduced to the public in the award-winning 1990 documentary Paris is Burning, which Ninja appeared in, and was popularized by Madonna's 1990 hit song Vogue.
And that's where you got to slap people in the mouth because they say that Madonna is responsible for Vogue. And I
Madonna
say, what?
Madonna brought the concept of voguing to the white audience. That's what Madonna did.
But then you have the people that argue and they say those things that hurt my feelings.
That's because you can't tell the gays anything that, but yeah, no.
The next one is Lori Lightfoot, a former prosecutor with no experience in the elected office. Lightfoot swept all 50 of Chicago's wards in the 2019 mayoral runoff election after promising to end the city's famed backroom dealing. She is the city's first ever Black female mayor and its first openly LGBTQ mayor.
Yes. I love that we had so many like strong, powerful women on this list, like trans women, cis women, like that's fantastic.
And I believe wasn't she was under attack by Donald Trump when the BLM was happening after George Floyd.
Sure.
And
for sure.
And we saw in action, and we talked about it on the show, I believe, about how he sent tanks to her.
Yep.
Instead of other cities with white mayors who were having more looting problems than Chicago was.
Trump is a racist asshole.
Oh my God, you don't say.
So, LGBTQ news. So the White House says that Texas' stance on gender-affirming care for transgender youth is dangerous. No shit. No shit. The Texas Attorney General, Ken Paxton, says that transition care for minors is child abuse under state law. And today, Governor Greg Abbott put out a statement saying basically that he supported that. And not only does he support that, but he's issued a statement saying that doctors and teachers and whatnot are actually required now to report parents of trans kids.
Oh, you know what I forgot to put on here too is so there's that one, and then there's ones like the Don't Say Gay in Florida and other states. Be on the lookout. I have not checked to see if it's here, but be on the lookout. The anti Don't Say Gay bill requires that an official, which means a teacher, an administrator, a whatever. If you work for the government, your check comes out. You are under this law, and you are required to do this within 6 weeks to out the children.
Here's the thing. If you don't think, and I just said this, if you don't think that this can happen in your state, you are living in a goddamn dream world. You need to wake the fuck up and realize that this could literally happen anywhere. Arizona's a red state, y'all. I don't care what happened in terms of the election. We're a red state. And shit like that happening here, totally plausible. It could literally happen anywhere. All you need is one fucking governor, one fucking lawmaker that gets a wild hair up his ass that decides that accepting trans youth is considered child abuse. And I'm going to say this every fucking time. Trans kids, if they are minors, do not undergo surgeries. The most that will happen is they might be on things like hormone blockers. That's it. They do not undergo surgeries. Most of them, unless you are 18, I believe, you do actually don't get on actual hormones. Nobody is forcing kids to do shit that they don't want to do. That's not happening. But fuck, y'all. You like
Well,
how many of us
to
know school-age kids that are trans?
I work with some.
Right.
So
Yeah. This is scary, folks. Like, honestly, okay, so Russia, Ukraine, whatever the fuck, gas prices are gonna go up, whatever. This is shit that's happening in your backyard. In your backyard. We're gonna start another fucking war. Great, whatever. I don't.
But I
Par for
also
the
think
course. There's always a fucking war. But this shit is happening right in your laps. Be more concerned with that.
It's consistently happening because there is a distraction. The GOP is forefronting all of this, and they know that we're distracted. So, not all of us, obviously. And now you're in the know, and now you can call your city officials. Now you can call your legislatures.
Start
Now you can
making a
call your state
fuss.
representatives. You can get Kristen Sinema off her butt and do something.
Oh my god, fuck her. When do we get to vote her out? Because fuck that bitch. Ugh.
She was in the news, but I did not put her in our news because she just we have already given her.
She
enough
doesn't
time.
deserve
That's
any
enough.
airtime. Fuck her. Fuck her. She's a piece of shit. That's all anybody needs to know. She's a piece of shit. Fuck her.
Speaking of pieces of shit, Senator Rick Scott's GOP manifesto denies existence of transgender people.
That's fucking fantastic. So if I don't exist, do I have to keep paying taxes?
I don't know.
Since I don't exist, can I
do you
just
get to go on
like
some weird island and live there forever? Do you get your own
I'd be
private
okay with that.
islands?
Like,
Is there an
could
island of
I like
transgender
I my whole thing is
people?
like, so if I don't exist, then I shouldn't really have to pay for anything, right? Like I should just be able to go and get groceries. And if they try
For
to stop me,
free.
I'm like, but I'm trans, I don't exist, and you don't see anything. I am
Okay,
not the
let me
trans
know when I have to
person
come get you
you're
from jail.
looking for.
Let me know when I have to come get you from jail.
I don't exist.
And let me get you a lawyer when they put you in the female jail.
It's fine. I don't exist. It'll be fine. I'll just walk out in between the bars. You can't arrest me. I don't exist.
Oh my gosh.
Can't do
It's like
anything. I don't
oh my
exist.
god, are you guys like the X-Men?
I mean, I am a mutant.
You were that before.
I know.
Way before.
Now I'm just a mutant that doesn't exist.
Oh my gosh. So, I encourage because when does the session close? Sessions close before spring break? Before spring break.
I think so.
Or is it April? I don't know. But you can easily go to it's as simple as going to Google and saying your state name. For us, it'll be Arizona Legislature, and it'll take you to the website, and it'll tell you what's on the floor and what's being discussed. You can also watch. I have to do this because of my profession, but you can watch each of these get evaluated. And sometimes you may not understand what they're saying, but something comes across, you will know what it is. And you can, if they say like HB, whatever, you can look it up.
Right.
And sometimes when you, if you watch it from the legislative website, it has it attached at the bottom.
Honestly, at this day and age with the internet, if you don't know what's going on, it's willful ignorance at this point because all you have to do is Google shit.
Because at this point, they could go through and cancel all of us. They could cancel all gay clubs. They could cancel all any educational programs that are in the state.
Like we're gonna go back to, you know, when America was great again, and you know anything homosexual was illegal. You know, we had segregation and whites only, and you know, so it's willful ignorance, folks, at this point. Like, just figure your shit out, do what you
Like,
need to
if you
do,
hear
stay
something
informed,
is
because
happening, you should kind of go look and see how intense it is. Because
especially if
every
it's
time I
something that
hear,
directly affects you or people that you care about.
every time I hear something, I'm like, oh my god, what is it about? And we're still fighting the bathrooms. We're still fighting the sports.
I want to get stickers made that say a trans person peed here, and every time I use the bathroom, I want to put a sticker in it.
Oh my god, that'd be. Oh my god.
Can I do that? I want to do that. Somebody make me stickers. I want stickers that say a trans person peed here. Every fucking bathroom I go into, I'm going to stick it on the wall.
Oh.
Gonna make that happen.
Kendra is making those.
Oh, whatever. I didn't even know that. It's my idea.
You don't exist.
Yeah, that too.
That's
I
scary.
suppose.
Oh my god. Did we update COVID numbers? Do we want to get into it?
I did not. I'm sorry. I've been busy trying to pack and stuff. We're still
fuck?
people still. I don't remember how to be a national title holder. I'm trying to like remember how to do everything and pack and like, oh god, so I need Freddy clothes.
I walked
I need my
into
clothes.
a trap this morning because I usually say good morning.
Mm.
I was not expecting what I got back.
Well,
but I think you're good now. I think you're good now.
uh-huh. I mean, this is all my makeup is packed. So literally what I have out was what I used to do my face. And it was like, I think I had a black like eyeshadow pencil. I think I had some gray eyeshadow. Like this is what this
You
is.
look great. You look better than some that I've seen.
I know. All I had was fucking gray eyeshadow, black lipstick, and a black eyeshadow pencil.
This is what your drag has turned into.
Oh, that's fine. This is, and what really pisses me off actually is that my eyebrows turned out better than they usually do, and I didn't do anything with them, and I'm really mad about it. I'm like, I did my eyebrows, and I'm like, oh my god, why are my eyebrows almost like I spent like forever trying to get them right. I'm like, tonight I just go, and I'm like, well.
So on Sunday I woke up late. I only put on the base of my face, and then went to industry, and I, for the life of me, could not get into the swing of things. So I was like, wherever this lands. But it turned out pretty good, I think. Suzette, don't answer that. You were there. But I think it turned out pretty good.
Gigs, what have we got? Well, so as we're sitting here doing this, right, I'm seeing my messenger blow up about the weather in Arkansas. So I don't know. I may or may not be going to Arkansas this weekend. We shall see, because apparently there's ice and snow and weird shit happening in Arkansas. So
wow. Isn't it weird how winter decided to show up?
I have to see. I have to like catch up. I want to hit the messages, but I know once I start looking at the message, I'm gonna get distracted. So I'm waiting until we're done so I can look at the messages and see if things are being canceled.
Thanks, Suzette. You didn't have your glasses on.
So I'm supposed to be in Arkansas this weekend.
Supposed to be, but this is also an act of God and nature. So, this is excusable.
I don't know.
You're
right. It's not like I can do anything about it.
It's not like you said, "Oh well, I'm gonna stay here in Arizona," and I decided not to go.
I don't think I can get the time off. Or you know what? I have work and stuff. Like I work today, so I don't know that I can perform tomorrow and fly tomorrow.
Oh my god!
Like I fly tomorrow. I don't know that I can perform the day after.
I blinked too many times. I can't go.
Wearing a mask like chafes, and I need like 3 days to recover. So I don't know that I can wear a mask when I like fly.
Winter
and
is
then
retrograde.
Like
love
and
it.
then perform. So I'm gonna have to bail.
I don't know. I can't make it. What if Arkansas gets
Suzette,
canceled?
No. This is just a prelim. This is just a prelim. I don't step down until April. This is just a prelim.
Oh, wouldn't it be great?
No, you shut your face. You shut it. Shut it. Shut it. I will drive to Arkansas by myself in April and have my own fucking step down in a McDonald's parking lot if I have to.
Oh my God. Well, that piece has been said. I don't have anything to say. Anything to say. I will be at the I will be at the Miss Gay Supernova US of A newcomer pageant honoring Tay DeMornay. And then right after that, multiple shows.
Hopefully she won't cancel.
Magic
Oh, I'm sorry.
at Stacy.
I didn't mean to say that out loud. My bad.
She does not cancel. If anything, she overworks herself.
Really?
And then
Because that's not what happened on Thursday.
On Thursday? What? What happened on Thursday?
She canceled. And
Who
then was
canceled?
booked for a
Me?
show on Saturday.
Oh, I thought you were talking about me. I was like, not me.
No, not you. The other person.
Oh, I was like, wait. I was everywhere. People were wondering, what? Don't worry about it. We asked questions and we made things happen. March 5th, our next Pride stop is Payson, which is a little bit closer.
I am going to be checking the fuck out next weekend. My partner and I are going to be in Tucson from Thursday evening to Sunday at the Wild Wild West Con steampunk convention, and I'm super excited about it. So I get to go play dress up in something that has nothing to do with drag.
Are our friends going to be there?
Yep.
Okay. Well, you tell them I said hi.
We will be there. I'll get to hang out with them a little bit. We're going to the Tipsy Tea on Saturday night. It'll be fun.
Put things on my calendar and buy tickets. You never remind me of these things. Anyway, not better. So I'm not bitter that I won't be hosting brunch. So kind of good.
If you only have the Pride tour on March 5th, you could always go down on either the 6th or the 4th for a day onto Tucson and go to the steampunk.
How am I getting there?
I don't know your life. Uber.
Okay, we'll talk. No. It's $100 to move about Phoenix. I'm not going to Tucson.
Greyhound
a gala Saturday? What gala Saturday?
Yeah, they have there's a Tipsy Tea then is on Friday. So Madame Askew and the Grand Arbiter hold like a Tipsy Tea thing, so that's like an after hours thing on Friday, and then the gala is happening on Saturday, which is like a big fancy dress thing and whatever. It'll be fun. It'll be fun.
I like big fancy dresses.
Suzette, it's amazing. I've gone a few times. It's fantastic. This time we actually were
doing let's add it to the calendar for next year because
we're doing the whole experience. We're getting a hotel room. We're staying there the entire weekend. We got weekend passes.
You should definitely have been there. You should definitely.
It's going to be so much fun.
You should sell your shit there.
You should. It's a great time. It's so awesome.
But put it on your calendar so we can remind each other. Since somebody didn't remind me.
Why I gotta remind you about your life?
Even if it was I bought my tickets, then I would have been like, oh shit.
I've been talking about this for months now. Just because you don't listen to me, that's not my fault.
Since I won't be really, don't quote me on this, really doing anything as hardcore.
Don't say it.
Watch as soon as I get off of here. It's gonna be like, are you available on Saturday?
Yeah,
I can say no, but will I? But I will get back to booking guests. Not every week because
every week is rough. Every week is rough.
I can't handle it.
Maybe twice a month.
I have to get myself together, and then I have to make sure that I get in here and make sure that they together. And
yeah, but I can do this now.
Oh yeah, so I can just book away.
Or
Well, we get to
twice a month.
see. Yeah, that sounds good to me. Um, Thank you so much to everyone for joining tonight's conversation. We talked about a lot of important things, a lot
We
of things
did.
that affect you and your personal brand if you book a show the same night. Anyway, thank you for joining us for your Wednesday night conversation. Thank you to who watched live and who watched on the replay.
We
We'll see you
will
next
catch you
week
next week.
for your Wednesday night conversation. Oh, I don't
Good
even have to
night.
think that. Oh, I can't see. I have my
Oh
laptop
God.
right in front of me. I'm just,
Oh my God.
things happen.
Promotional consideration for Let's Have a Fefe provided by Wigs of a Kind, The Burly Barber, Bone and Basil, as well as our patrons at Patreon. Go to patreon.com/Let's Have a Fefe to become a Fefe patron. Virtual tips accepted at paypal.me/Let's Have a Fefe. Subscribe to the Let's Have a Fefe podcast. You can listen on your favorite podcatcher. See you next week for your Wednesday night conversation. This has been Let's Have a